Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. Welcome back, everybody, to Not Worth the Time. Oh, it's so nice to see you guys again. Or not really. I'm not seeing any of you. You're seeing me, I guess. That's if you're watching this on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, search Comic Wade Taylor, and you can watch this. Isn't that crazy? Whoa, weird. There's a video format. Fun stuff. Yeah, welcome back to Not Worth the Time, guys. We're gonna do this episode, guys. We're gonna have a good fucking time. We're gonna talk about some stuff, do some things, the normal stuff we always do on this podcast. Gonna start off on a bummer of a note. It is what it is, but we're gonna have to start there because I'm wearing my Brave stuff, wearing it in respects and honor to the GOAT, Hank Aaron, Hammer and Hank. Unfortunately, he passed away this past week. Whew, that was a rough one to hear. I know he's an old guy. Like, it's eventually just going to happen, but it's just never fun. It's never cool when it's like an iconic person like that. And I know, like, people talk shit a lot of times when, like, I can't believe you're, like, even talking about that guy, man. It's like, whatever. He's a dude like anybody else. Yeah, and which is true, I guess, but it's still a bit of a bummer. It's like you watch a sport, anybody who's like a legend to pass away, you're like, damn, they're fucking gone now. It's real weird. Jojo, stop. Sorry, my cat's meowing at us. My cat sits at my... Wait, you just interrupted me trying to give a nice speech about Hank Aaron. Thanks a lot, Jojo. You ruined that. Sorry, Hank Aaron. R.I.P. GOAT. That's about all I got to say about that anyway, so she really didn't ruin it. But so yeah, she stands outside my room and just meows at me. She constantly wants in here just to sit in this chair I have over here and just sit there and do nothing else, or just lay on top of me. And she's a big cat. She's the Jojo fat cat, and she loves to just be on top of me and create a massive amount of heat. That is just not what I want. I'm trying to relax, and then my lap's on fire. But I guess that's what you get when you have a cat. It's their world. You're just living in it, dude. It's all about them. She's a weird one, though. And she hates being picked up. So it's a fucking constant battle once you pick her up to take her out of the room. It's bad. It's bad. But what can you do? She just wants to be comfortable and hidden from the other cats because the other cats attack her and try to roughhouse with her. And she's not about that life. She's just going to cry this whole time now because I'm in here talking, so she knows I'm in here. So she's really pissed off that I'm not letting her in. But she destroyed my room one day. I left her. She shot it. What she does is she shoots in here when I'm just open the door and I'm not ready for it. And then she like go under my bed. And I thought I got her out of there before going to work. And she was in this room for 8 hours. And I came home, and my room was destroyed. I didn't know a cat could destroy a room like that. Like, she knocked all the clothes off of my shelf back here. She knocked over both chairs. Even the fucking recliner, somehow. She knocked over that. Knocked off my PS4 off the stand. Like, she went to fucking task, man. She had no goddamn respect for my space. This is hers. She was just like, you just rent this, bitch. You don't actually, I'm the one who owns this. She's like, I'm the captain now. And she came in a wrecked shop. She tried to set it up her way. I was not a happy camper. I think I had a pretty bad day. Yeah. Dude, you just ever have one of those days where it's just a compound day of just like, Jesus fucking Christ, is anything going to go our way today? Dude, we had one of those the other day. And like the whole work crew had that the other day. Just like playing musical trucks, jumping in and out of vehicles, trying to go to our job site, which was crazy. And I remember going back, having to get a different truck, right? So we're going to get that truck, and we're going to go, and I got to go dump this truck. And my boss goes, hey, make sure you grab these specific climbing boots out of the one truck we did leave, because I do need those. I'm like, all right. Well, when I went over to get the boats out of that one truck, I didn't realize the driveway was icy and just slipped on it and just drilled my fucking head on the side of the goddamn truck. Just bam, and I now have a giant lump on the side of my fucking face. And you know, that was enough to make me just want to like turn to my buddy and be like, you go grab the truck, I'm gonna go hop in my car and go home. I'm tired of this day. Like, I wish I could do that still with jobs. Like, I did that in college. Did it all the time, you know, going to school in Ames, Iowa. Now, if you don't know anything about Ames, Iowa, that's farther north part of Iowa, closer to Minnesota, right? So winters up there are fucking brutal. It snows and it gets icy and it sucks. And there are so many times, I think at least a dozen times, where I walked out of the house and slipped and fell walking down the sidewalk from our house to like the street sidewalk to go to class, and just got up, turned around, walked inside, and went, nope, not doing it. There's no way this day can go up from here. Like, if you're just slipping going out the door, like, that's just going to be a bad day. I'd rather just get the points deducted for not going to class than going in, like, there probably was a pop quiz. I'd rather not take that pop quiz. I'd rather not. It's just falling on ice that day was just completely destroyed my goddamn day. Fuck, man, I was so frustrated with that day at work, where we were just having all the problems, and the day I hit my head. Dude, I was like, fuck it, dude. This day sucks so bad. I asked my buddy Sam for a cigarette. I was like, dude, I need to fucking smoke, dude. I need to calm down. I need to fucking decompress. You know? Just take a nice long drag and fucking forget about my problems. And sometimes you just need that. I need to quit that, but I don't smoke that often. But like when I do, enough to where I think it's a problem. Does that make sense? Like, it's easy to say, like, oh, I only smoke when I drink, but when you get hammered twice a week, you're smoking 2 times a week pretty heavily, and that's not good, you know? I've actually cut back quite a bit, but it's still, I gotta fucking cut it all the way out. It's just, like, smoking a cigarette while having a beer or, like, staying outside talking shit with people is so pleasurable. It's so nice to just smoke a cigarette and stand out there and just talk shit. I get it now. I used to hate cigarettes, like, with a burning passion. Get it? I used to just, like, despise them, the smell and everything about them. And I remember the first time I smoked one, it was, like, on, a bike trail. I was walking with my buddy, and he lit up one, and he was like, here, take a drag, man. Because we were smoking cigars at the time. Like, we would smoke Black & Milds, and I liked those, but I was like, man, I'm not going to smoke a cigarette. That seems like a different kind of, like, I'm stepping into a weird territory. And I took a drag of that. I was like, I think it was like a menthol light, so it was fucking awful. And, yeah, I didn't do it forever until, like, I was, like, 22. And then I would, like, ask people outside the bar to, like, if I could bum a smoke, especially if I saw a girl smoking. I'd ask her for a cigarette. This is a good conversation starter. It's a good opening. You know, like, you have to interact, and, like, she has to say yes, so she's giving you a cigarette. You're just getting a good, like, chance to, like, introduce yourself, right? So that's when it kind of started, because I just go out and I'd have a couple while I was out at the bar. And it was just, the reason it's gotten worse over the time now, dude, starting stand-up and going to open mics and stuff like that, you realize you just need an excuse to go outside so you don't have to listen to certain people's sets, mainly just, like, new people's sets. You just, like, when people first start out, your jokes are a little choppy, and it's just kind of hard, and you're watching people figure it out, and it's important. I know I was there. I'm sure there was plenty of people who saw me on stage my first few years and were like, I got to go outside and have a smoke because this guy is stressing me the fuck out. Like, my jokes are so bad that they were just like, I'd rather get lung cancer than listen to your fucking set, dude. And I get it. Totally get it. That's understandable. I don't hate anybody for it. In fact, if you're a comic, if you're a non-patron, like, if you're a comic and you go outside to smoke, I take no offense to that. You should. You shouldn't have to sit through my set. It's understandable. It's okay. But that's why it's gotten worse. Is like, just like, I'm going to go. Then it doesn't seem like I'm rude. It's like, I know I have an addictive habit that I need to go outside and fill, you know. Sorry, it's not that I don't want to watch your set. It's that I have this thing calling and pulling me because I'm addicted to it. and I'm not really addicted to it. Like, I can go I never think about it really. It's very rare that I actually go like, man, I want one. And it's when I drink. Like, once I have kick back a few beers, I'm like, God damn, a cigarette does sound pretty good right about now. But I gotta quit that, and I'm trying to look into how you do that. Like it's that hard. Just don't do it, Wade. But I guess the thing I'm trying to figure out is I'm trying to figure out, because I'm not gonna quit drinking. I've thought about that before, where it's like, well, if I want to stop doing all my bad habits and become super productive and get a six pack, I just had to quit drinking. It's really weird how like I feel like a lot of my problems could be solved if I just stopped drinking. Like, I don't have an alcohol problem. I just like the other habits that sometimes come with alcohol rear their ugly head. Like, I should just but like I could get a six pack, I swear to God, if I quit drinking. I would also just like I would quit smoking. Yeah, and like I would save a bunch of money. I'm telling you, I could turn this life all around if I quit drinking. But I like having a drinky now and then, and I never get like irresponsible with it. So, says the alcoholic justifying his habit. But yeah, I've been trying to figure out how I can like curve that craving once I start drinking. Like, I know I got the problem is you get to that inebriated state, you forget that you're trying to pinpoint and locate that habit. So I got to make sure I pinpoint it, locate that, and go, "Oh, okay. There's that. There's that craving. Now now that I recognize it, how do I stop me from acting on that craving?" So I'm trying, man. I did well for a little bit. I think earlier this year I did like a week and a half where I didn't have anything. Then one stressful day happened, have a couple drinks, blowing off some steam, and it started blowing smoke. It is what it is. I'm working on it though, guys. That's the important thing. And now I've told you, I'll feel accountable to the 15 people who listen to this podcast. Yeah. It's just yeah. And what I got to do too is I haven't been I've been working out, but I've only been doing like body weight stuff, especially since it's cold again. And I don't have a gym membership anymore. I don't even think you can get one right now with COVID. I think it's so fucking locked down that there's no way you can actually go to a gym right now. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. But like I used to run on a treadmill all the time, which helped me like fucking stop dealing with that shit. Like, because when you run and you've smoked in the past couple of days, you feel it. You feel it fucking hard. That's how I quit smoking cigars when I started going, like, when I was in college. I started like a discipline rule where, fine, you could smoke a cigar, but the next day you got to go run 2 miles. And I stuck to that, where I was like, well, you smoked one, now you got to go run 2 miles. And I would run 2 miles, and it would suck. And I think it took me like 3 times of doing that when I realized, okay, yeah, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. And I quit smoking Black and Milds, which was good. And that was never like an everyday thing. That was like, I don't know, 2 times a week or something at that point. Still not good. So, I just got to get back into that. I got to get into the running part of it, because that'll change my motivation for it completely. And I'm not going to run in the winter when it's cold like that outside. Especially, I just fucking drilled my head walking to a truck. Like, I'm definitely going to fall and break a tailbone. Like, yeah, I'm going to turn 30 this year. Like, slipping and breaking my tailbone running outside in the winter just sounds like the thing. That's just a perfect start to the downcline of my athletic ability. But I've been feeling great, actually, athletically. Dude, I know I talked about it on the podcast before, but stretching, guys. Everybody just get into stretching. It's 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes before you go to bed. Can't preach that enough. Just stretch it out. Fucking, my back feels better. Everything feels better. Like, I'm not sore when I go to work lifting logs all day. Dude, I'm telling you, fucking do it. Okay? That's what's up. So, we're going to quit smoking, and we're going to quit, and we're going to start stretching more. That's the big thing. But doing body weights exercises, though, that's been a crazy, well, not crazy. I barely know what I'm doing when it comes to body weight. I'm so used to, like, weightlifting that I don't know how to, like, do calisthenics at all. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. Dude, thank God there's so many people who are just putting shit out there that you can just do for free out on YouTube. Shout out to those people. Shout out to those people just putting in the hard work so fucking dumbasses like me can figure it out. But that's all this podcast is me figuring, putting other people's work out there, being like, hey, look at what this person talked about. And that's what we're going to lead into this week's topic. This is not my best transition, but it's whatever, guys. You know, we do what we can here. Now, this week, guys, I found a very, very interesting article, and it popped up, and there's some stories in it. Yay, stories. So we're going to get a good time out of this. So this article is titled, Shitty Orgasms, the Men Who Claim They Come When They Poop. Now, I've never came from pooping. If I did, I would tell you guys. I've told you guys a lot on this podcast, okay? See, there's not a lot of secrets on this podcast, okay? And if you guys think I'm holding secrets, you can email us, punagame@gmail.com, and be like, Wade, you're a liar. I want to know the answer to this question. Maybe I'll fucking answer it. Maybe. I'm not, like, upholding to you guys. But, you know, fucking show your will, you know? Demand, you know? All right, but I've never pooped from. I've never pooped from coming. That's what's weird about this situation is these guys claim that they came from shitting, but you could never have the opposite. I don't think anybody's ever like cummed and then shat at the same time. I mean, possibly if you had to go real bad. I wonder, is that a kink? There's got to be kink. I know people like getting shit on, but I don't think you could poop with a hard dick. I'm just saying, I don't think you can. I know I've definitely felt the need to poop, and then my dick got hard, and then like my body's like, oh, we might score, we might get it in here, so that needs to be evacuated. Put that turd in reverse. The factory of my body's like, hey, we need all the workers to go to the head. We need to back this turd up, back up the pipeline. It's not going out till tomorrow. We're putting it on a different schedule. So yeah, like I've never had that happen before. Though I will say this, I've taken some pleasurable dumps. Like there's definitely times I've taken a shit where I was like, God damn, that was masterful. Same thing with peeing, dude. Sometimes like one of the best piss like you can take is one of those ones where you gotta go real bad. Like you know those like car trips where you've just been pounding water and you pass the one of the stops, you know, it's like one of the last rest stops, and you're just like, oh man, well, good thing I don't know how to pee right now, right? And you're just like, whatever, but you just continue to drink water, and then by the time you're like, oh my god, I gotta fucking piss, but you don't have, you're like 5 more miles till the next rest stop. You're like, shit. You're just holding it, getting all the way, and you like run inside, and it's like a photo finish every time, but it's like the most strong full pee ever, and it just feels amazing. It's borderline orgasmic. Sometimes pissing is, man. And I'll fight anybody who doesn't say that. But these guys claim that they literally shot cum from pooping. So let's find out what happened here. Let's read this one. It says, the first time it happened, I was 23. I like how he says the first time. So this apparently is sometimes a one-off occurrence. It's not a one-off occurrence for this guy. It says a man who gave details that follow, asking to be called Tuttle. It has been a few years since I've made a deposit, or a few days since I made a deposit at the Proclean Bank. And nature called, pounding on the door after my morning coffee. Tuttle says, walking with a fierce purpose to the nearest toilet, he sat down and experiencing fireworks. Expecting fireworks. Alas, nothing. Fearing hemorrhoids, Tuttle refrained from pushing, waiting for his body to take over. Yeah, I learned recently you're not supposed to push the shit out. You're supposed to just let it fall out. And that's what causes hemorrhoids. And I've had a couple scares with like just, you know, a little bit of bloody tissue. And it's pretty frightening, and you learn real quick. Like you learn real quick to go to Google and look up some tips and tricks on how not to let your butthole bleed. Anyway, so I was hunched over, holding back tears, hoping that this wasn't the end when my phone rang. He explained the break in concentration opened the floodgates. Dude, it's weird how that happens. Sometimes if you just stop thinking about it, it just fucking boop. It just happens, man. But when I look down to survey the damage, by the way, every dude looks at like, I don't believe anybody who says I've never looked at my shit after pooping or looked at the toilet bowl. You always turn around and look. Everybody looks at it, and I want to know what ladies do. They have to I've seen that in movies where they pee real quick and they just like pull up their panties and like they just like wipe and just pull up their panties and flush before they even stand up. They stand up and pull up their panties and they flush before. I'm like, ladies, you don't take a look at the fucking work. That's a complex system. The goddamn, your intestines are a masterpiece of God's work in order to create feces, man. And you know what? It's a work of art, and you should appreciate it. And girls, stop flushing before you take a look. Take a gander. Start using Snapchat the way dudes do, ladies. Just take a picture of your shit and send them to them. I know you girls probably do that already because you're grosser than you let on to be, but do it more. Send more poop pics to your lady friends, okay? Put it in your story, for Christ's sakes. Let everybody know. Don't just send it privately. Let's see here. Survey the bowl. I was shocked. And near the front of the toilet, there was an unmistakable bloom of semen. Bloop. Bloop of semen. A bloop of semen. That's a new measurement that I've never heard for semen. A bloop of semen. That might be the name of this podcast. Bloop of semen. And not a bloop of pee, not a bloop of turd, not even a bloop of blood. It's a bloop of semen. That had appeared to zoom right out of my dick. Just zoomed out of my dick. Upon seeing this, he added, my groaning became more like, whoa. That's my, how I would read that. Whoa. And that's how you read it. And see, I'm a fucking actor, guys. I can fucking do this shit. So what happened? Medically speaking, Tuckle experienced something called urethral discharge. According to Alex, I'm not even going to attempt that last name. Holy shit. Director of Urology at New York Urology Specialists. Because the rectum sits adjacent to the prostate. Constipation-induced pressure in the rectum can cause pressure on the prostate and release an urethral discharge from of prostatic fluid. To be clear, prostatic fluid isn't semen. Yeah, it's just like it's something completely different. Though some dudes, from what I've seen in movies, like when somebody puts a finger up the bum and tickles that little prostate. Just give it a little tickle. At the end of the constipation inspired urethral discharge aren't as rare as you might think. Last week on Reddit, this is where shit's gonna get wild, guys. They went to Reddit for some fucking testimonials. Listen, I get Reddit's a great website and people love to go there and they post stuff, but don't go to Reddit for testimonials about diseases because you could just make stuff up. You can make a lot of this shit up. Okay. For instance, numerous of men I don't even know what the fuck that word is. I don't know. Reminisced about their own bowel movements that also arrived with, as Turkle put it, a little plop floating along. A jizz plop floating along. Man, this guy has all the best lingo for his fucking just a little pop of jizz. Better ingredients, better cum. Pop of jizz. Oh, that's the best thing I've ever said in this fucking podcast. Better ingredients, better cum, Papa Jizz. Woo! You know, I started this podcast thinking I wasn't going to have shit to talk about, but god damn it, dude, I'm fucking nailing it. This is quality entertainment. You guys get half hour every 2 weeks. I'll bring you the fucking hits, yo. Let's hear what Ryan had to say from Reddit. What is this? Is my poop hitting my G-spot? No stupid questions, Reddit. Okay. Oh, Ryan, first of all, dudes don't have a G spot, I don't think. But anyway, Ryan, 35-year-old from Vermont, first experience a urethral discharge in college. I really freaked out. I like how they say first experiences. Are these guys having multiple experiences? Like, are they trying to afterwards? Like, is there a certain diet program I need to be on in order to get one of these to see what it's like? Freaked me out, but I didn't say anything to anyone or ask anyone about it. I was just like, I fucking shit, and I cummed, and that was it. I didn't. This is one of these things I'm gonna take to my fucking grave, and then God's gonna be like, how come you ever talked to anybody about this? I was like, because I don't know, man. You tell me why you the one who created me, God. You tell me why I didn't tell anybody. He said, I did, however, search up online, only to find very minimal information. It basically said it will happen to some people. Okay. For what it's worth, Turkle says calling the discharge isn't exactly right. It definitely feels good, but not at all like a full bone blaster. Dude, he's talking to a journal just dropping this. This is, what is this, the frattiest dude of all time? I feel like they're definitely making up this Turkle guy. My best comparison would be if coming is like a really good neck pop on a long day, a fecal poop jizzing is like popping one of your fingers. It's nice and all, but one is not nearly going to be like, oh, that sounds good after you words, you know? So he's comparing busting turd jizz like it's a popping your finger, which I do constantly. And he's kind of right. For me, it's my lower back. I never pop my neck. My neck is like a weird thing that I don't like to fuck with. But, you know, I like to try to pop my back. I always try to get that last fucking vertebrae way down there, dude. The only spot I can really get it, my car. For some reason, the way my car seats sit, you can just fucking pow. You can get a real fucking nice sit and twist on that one, you know? You know. That's just the way it goes, though. So, guys, I think we've learned enough about that. I think we're kind of good on the jizzing, don't you think? I guess we should read the last paragraph. That's what we normally do. There's nothing really there. Doesn't say if you can prevent it, or they don't even teach you how to do it. Man, that's a bummer. It doesn't even tell you how to fucking go ahead and get a poop orgasm. Well, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm sure if you go to that subreddit, there's probably a couple comments there that teach you what kind of diet you need to be on. For some reason, I'm saying a lot of meat. You got to get a girthy fucking steak shit. You know, something with a fucking circumference, you know, in order to pop that fucking prostate. Pop that prostate. Pop that prostate, yeah. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. So, anyway, guys, you know where you can definitely go pop your mental prostate? punandgame.com. That's right, where you can find shows like this coming out every day of the week right there on punandgame.com. So check out the other shows and podcasts. You got Who Gives F, The Empty Parlor, No Rational Thought. Check out all that fun stuff that we got going on there. And if you want to watch the video versions of the two podcasts I do, Who Gives F, and this show, go to youtube.com and search Comic Wade Taylor, where you can find the videos. Hit subscribe, hit likes, and all that stuff. Comment, do all the stuff that you should do. We really appreciate it. Also, while you're at the YouTube, watch my half hour that I have out on YouTube called Wild Horses. You can find the full version, and you can find all the clips from it on there now, so check out that. As always, guys, if you want to check out the article we just read, we only read one this week, but normally there's a couple. You can check out the links in the description below. They're all down there, so check all that out. Guys, this has been Not Worth the Time. I appreciate you listening. And remember, make sure your girl's got, clipped fingernails if she's going to tickle that prostate.